We begin with the new frontier in the war on drugs. It's a pioneering program that gets addicts on the path to recovery instead of putting them in jail, even if they're still using. And tonight, those on the front line show ABC's chief health and medical editor, Dr. Richard Besser, how their new approach makes cities safer for everyone.
In the war on drugs,
short cropped hair, blue jacket, white t-shirt.
the Seattle police are the front line.
This cooker's been used, there's heroin in it.
Every day capturing users hooked on crack cocaine and heroin.
I haven't used it.
Doesn't matter, you're possessing it.
But this is not standard police work. These specially trained officers have the power to decide what happens next.
Decisions have been made to not incarcerate, and for the right reason, low-level drug offenders. You can't jail or incarcerate your way out of a problem.
Nationally, we're in the grips of one of the worst heroin epidemics in history. Heroin deaths have skyrocketed. So in Seattle, where heroin has been a problem for decades, fed-up authorities decided to try something new.
Go ahead, grab your stuff, go. We made contact and gave them some options, and we'll see where it goes from there.
Officers Victor Mays and Leslie Mills are part of a first-of-its-kind program called Law Enforcement Assisted Diversion, or LEAD.
You're burned out? You're ready?
A radical new idea for policing that treats drug addiction as a disease, hoping a reduction in crime will follow.
They're not bad people. The people are using, they're being victimized by these drug dealers who are preying on their addictions. Of course they're not going to get better.
This unit is tasked with getting to know users in just one Seattle neighborhood, Belltown.
Because we know all the faces and all the people down here, we're able to do all the other work.
How are we going to assist you to get a better life?
And then the program gives the officers the option of putting low-level drug offenders not into jail,
And you're not shooting at all?
No.
but onto a path to recovery.
He saved me from jumping out of my third floor window of my apartment.
They know that if this van stops, something's going to happen. Somebody's going to jail.
Or somebody's going to be helped.
How are you doing? How are things going?
Users who join LEAD get a counselor, one who doesn't judge. Nadja Morris works together with the cops to make sure users get any kind of support they need.
You okay?
Yeah, just my hand's sore.
Helping them feel part of society again by finding them housing and medical care, even if they continue using drugs. Tarina James is one of Nadja's clients.
That'll work. Yeah, I can just put this behind my ear.
I'm going to work just as hard for you if you decided that you're not ready to stop using drugs because you're not at that point. We work for them and show up for them, and eventually they decide they're going to work and show up for themselves.
And put that right there at the step right here.
Before LEAD, this is one of the places Tarina lived.
Over these 30 years, what drugs have you used?
Heroin, cocaine, methamphetamine, weed,
Pills.
pills.
Her hand badly injured from shooting heroin. She tells me she first tried the drug at just 17, after the death of her one-year-old son.
It took all the pain and sorrow, the sadness. Everything just went away, and I didn't feel nothing. I was numb.
She was hooked, giving birth to her second child, Deanna, while high. Her daughter growing up knowing something wasn't right.
When I first found out, I was a teenager with my mother, and she just told me. And I didn't understand. I mean, I did, but I didn't. I was just stop. Just fix it. Why can't you fix it? And the reality is, it doesn't work that way. It doesn't just fix.
So this is one of the main places that I slept.
Is that as low as it got?
Yeah, I'd say this was the breaking point for me. And that's why that day I went ahead and said, I want some help. Sorry.
Yeah.
Last year, arrested on a drug charge, the cops gave her a chance to join LEAD.
LEAD put me here in January.
Nadja set her up here in this motel, far from her drug corners downtown.
So this sure beats where you were sleeping.
Oh, yes. This is the real Tarina right here. This is the person that I've always been. I was the happy mom, happy wife. Getting back to myself, it's still a little bit of a struggle and a little bit of road ahead of me, to get there. But I will get there again. This is the scenario where they come to use.
But in this city, where traces of the epidemic line the streets.
Yeah. Oh, here's syringes over
There's
here.
a syringe,
Whole bunch of
yes.
syringes.
Temptation is everywhere.
If you felt you needed a hit to get high right now, how long would it take you?
About 5 seconds.
5 seconds.
Yeah.
She says she can tell you anything.
She can. She doesn't lie because there's no reason to. She doesn't lie because there's no punishment. She doesn't lie because there's not going to be a hammer if she does. So she can tell me the truth.
In the 4 years since the LEAD program began, overall drug crime here in Belltown has dropped. And LEAD clients are 34 to 58% less likely than other addicts to commit new crimes to support their habit. Anything from shoplifting to breaking into cars. And it's being replicated throughout the country.
It's about preventing crime. And it isn't that that individual is the problem. It's that they're the ones that are taking up your 911 service calls. They're the ones in your hospitals. They're the ones in your treatment beds. So you have to look at each individual and find out, why are you here? Why do you remain here?
I think there's somebody underneath the car at the very end.
Back on patrol, the cops find a 21-year-old.
Hey, partner. Hi. Seattle Police.
High and disoriented.
You okay?
Turns out he is already in the LEAD program. Leslie tries to convince him to get back on track.
Come and see me. Okay?
Addiction is powerful, and some users, even if they're in LEAD, just aren't ready for change.
I get what I put in. If I really want something to work for me with LEAD, then I have to work at it.
I left it open-ended. I saw something spark in him. If I were a betting man, I would say that I think it's going to come.
Roll your wrist out.
Roll your wrist.
But not everyone is eligible, and most violent offenders with felony convictions are not chosen for LEAD.
Turn to me.
Like this man, just released from prison this morning. He's allegedly violated the terms of his probation.
You can see residue inside this.
Drinking alcohol and carrying drug paraphernalia.
But I have to.
Can you help me?
Yes, I can.
Will you help me?
Yes,
please?
I will. Yeah, I will. Listen, you're going to have to go to jail on this violation. We've been down this road with him. Am I going to take another chance on him, and so is Chad? Yeah, we are. I'm so tired of calling your dad because he gets mad every time I call him. But I have to weigh in that the people that are out there in the community, the one peaceful thing that we know about is that he's going to jail tonight.
Drug addiction's I've lost everything.
It's really tough, especially with the guys that are chronically depressed, that you're having the same conversation over and over and over and over, and you're just beating your head against the wall.
Hey.
Hey, Naja, how you doing?
How's it going?
The next time we see Tarina, she's clearly high. Barely able to keep her head up, almost falling asleep in her chair.
So you definitely took your pain medicine this morning.
I took something, but not the pain medicine. I don't have it anymore. I gotta get on the methadone. I've got some.
She's tried methadone before. She tells Nadja she's desperate to stay clean.
Oh, my goodness. She's having a little bit of a hard day today.
But Nadja doesn't give up on her. This is all part of the program.
It's just a matter of hanging in there with them, staying in communication, and just letting her go through her own process and just being there.
What do you say to someone who says, I don't want my tax dollars providing support to someone who continues to use illegal drugs?
The amount of money it takes to funnel the addicts through the system simply for being addicted is way more, and is actually costing taxpayers more dollars than what this program is costing to give them an opportunity to actually do something different with their life than sit in a prison cell or a jail cell.
We check in a few months later. Tarina is now on methadone and working to rebuild the relationship with her daughter.
That's great. I tell her quite frequently, I forgive you. I wish you just saw how wonderful she really is, because I think the day that she does see it is the day that she'll be all right.
For Nightline, I'm Dr. Richard Besser, Seattle, Washington.